I'm Jason Thomas.
All right, so the question is today is like, what is a childhood experience that kind of shaped you up to how you are today?
I'm moving up here from Southern California. I'm from LA, and I moved here in 1985. I was in 6th grade. Paradise.
Oh shit.
Went to school in Paradise, and there were no obviously African Americans in Paradise
Right.
at the time,
Right.
and it was really rough. But my parents bought some property up there, and we lived in a 12-foot long trailer until we built a house.
Mm-hmm.
And that time, that 9 months that we were in that trailer, really bonded us together and made us stronger. Despite all of the bad things that were happening, there weren't too many, but it was just about every day that I got in a fight because I had a little sister.
Yeah.
And so it was rough. But then later on in life, after high school and college, I came back, and it was a completely different atmosphere. I mean, we've been there for a long time by then, but people, there's a significant change. And I started a business up there, stuff like that, nonprofit, and helped a lot of kids up there. So I felt like I was giving back. But that experience of moving from a place that was so familiar and so diverse to just adverse, we were the only black people up there is crazy. Yeah. So I think that was probably the event that in my childhood that changed me the most.
Yeah.
Made me who I am today.
Well, I think family. Growing up, I grew up in a very small town, a one-room schoolhouse, and so the only safety you had was with your family all the time, and that's made me really value family over success or any other thing. I always put family first in career decisions. I also think my family instilled in me the value that you can always succeed if you keep trying. And so I became a lawyer and pretty successful, even though I'd grown up in a little tiny town.
Yeah.
So I'm the first one to graduate from college in my family. And
Oh,
things.
nice. So even with all even putting family first, you still became successful.
You can do both. Yep.
Right.
You can do both.
Nice. Well, thank you.
Okay.
For taking the time.
What's your name, by the way?
What's your name?
Alex.
Shit. I say child abuse.
Child abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's deep.
What? How did that kind of make you who you are today?
Just the pain you endure every day. You know that shit. The pain you turn it into motivation. You know.
Right. So it just made you become more of a motivated guy.
Yeah.
And more of a go-getter, huh?
Yeah. It motivated me to work out, to just be stronger, basically mentally and physically.
That's good.
Yep.
Damn.
Appreciate it.
For sure, bro.
Thanks, bro.
Arnold?
Yeah. Okay. So what's a past experience for you that has shaped you into who you are today?
Like from a youngin?
Yeah, from a young.
I think definitely my parents. They weren't around too much around the house, you know, because they had to work, provide for 5 kids. So I think something that pushes me is seeing how hard they worked, you know.
Yeah.
They're not from here. They don't got paper, so it definitely shows a lot.
My name's Colby.
Kobe?
Nice to meet you. I'm Ishmael. This is Julio.
Good to meet you guys.
So we're asking people today, what
You see Oakley?
Okay. That's cool. We're asking people today, what's a past experience or something that's happened in your childhood that's like shaped you up to who you are today?
One of my probably biggest past experiences is moving around a lot as a kid. My parents were kind of gypsies, so we moved around a lot. And I had to make new friends everywhere I go. And at first, when I was younger, it would be a fear, but then it turned into an advantage for me to like be able to meet new people and embrace different, because we went everywhere, different cultures. We would go to the Midwest, up north, to the East Coast, and it's like you meet all kinds of different cultures and the pace of life is different. Like West Coast is kind of chill and stuff like that, but the East Coast people are like super uppity and in your face and stuff like that. So it's different, but you learn a lot of stuff that way. Definitely.
That's crazy.
My students always said, "How come you're so weird?"
Really?
I said, "Lots of practice."
Yeah, we're asking people. So basically, like, what is something in your past experience or like in your childhood that shaped you up into who you are today?
Well, lots of things. Everybody is the sum of their experiences.
Right.
And I'm 82, so I've got lots of years of experiences. I grew up in a farm family, so I learned how to get up in the middle of the night and go unload lambs off the train, and I get up in the middle of Christmas dinner and go get the sheep out of some guy's lettuce, and responsibility for the things that you had. And I continue to try and do that, but I've got smarter too. I have fewer responsibilities now.
Yeah, that's good.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, it does.
What's your next question? That's basically it. A one-question interview. Wow.
Yep. Yeah, keep it short and sweet.
Yeah. Okay, I'll stop chewing gum. Make
Okay.
myself. You got that on now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh, as a child, I liked to sing, and I sang in a church choir right next to my mother, and she taught me how to sing alto, and I loved it. And then I had other experiences in music, and I became a music teacher.
So I learned to try to disarm people. I became it's a bittersweet thing. I was an English major because I totally changed the way that I talk, and people call me, say that I don't sound like I'm black. Or I hate hearing that.
Yeah, I hate that.
But I did that on purpose so that I could disarm people, keep them from focusing on what I look like and listening to instead of listening to what I have to say.
Yeah, and how you speak.
Yeah, and that it wasn't so important how I spoke, but that they understood me and they got the point and they took me seriously. That's the biggest thing. But not just like, there's this black dude, and no matter what I look like, if you listen to me, so there are certain ways that I would do that, and just to disarm people right at the beginning, asking questions, or just being straightforward.
Exactly.
That's
good. Yeah, it was definitely weird. I definitely had to figure it out too. Is it really?
When I was younger, I get really, really frustrated and quit, or I wouldn't start all over. I've had to start over a few times.
Right.
In one way or another, whether it's a relationship or work or something, there's always some mountain to climb.
Yeah.
But you learn to just take one day at a time, literally.
How's you say you live in Paradise?
I live here in Chico now.
Okay. I was gonna say, has the fires affect you?
Yeah, they burned down the house.
Okay. Dang.
So I'm hoping to move back though. I had a place on my parents' property that and their house burned down. They moved down here and they bought another house in Chico. They just stayed in Chico. So the property's sitting up there, but I'm just waiting for I had no insurance. I had 2 businesses that I was running, and they're no big deal. I was a landscaper and I detail cars.
Okay.
So and do like some auto repair and stuff like that.
Right.
But I wasn't paying taxes, and I didn't have any insurance. All my equipment burned up. So I've had to completely retool, sort of, and start from scratch. So I live down here at Trailer Haven, and I'm just slowly coming back. And hopefully that settlement will come through. You never know with things like that, but if that money comes through, then I'll try to get back.
Hopefully you can come back from that, because that's a big, big little rock in that whole journey.
Yeah, it is, but it's not so hard, because life is like that.
Yeah,
Keep going.
Yeah.
Keep going. I'm not the greatest person in the world, I know, but I make a lot of mistakes, too many. But I try.
Right, and that's what matters.
Yeah, I try. I can say that for sure.
So I was just gonna say, what advice would you have for the younger audience and people like myself, 20 years old?
best advice that I could give is to have a spiritual connection with God, not a someone that you pray to or worship to, but God Himself, and get to know Him, because you can lean on God no matter what. And if you just follow just for a little while, test Him, and you'll start seeing changes.
Right.
And He'll help you do whatever you need to do. I mean, you have family and parents and all that stuff too, but
Yeah.
God has to be first. It has to be. That's my best advice. So you guys are just doing this on your own? Or?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
for fun. We're trying to help people spread their message. I feel like some people are not given the opportunity to express themselves.
Yeah, you know the business that I told you I had?
Yeah, what's your business?
It was a magazine. It was called Voice Magazine.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was specifically for that. And so me being an English major and my buddy being graphic designer, we came together and made this publication that gave young people their voice.
Yeah.
And just put out questions and things like that, and then let them speak to it.
Yeah.
That's exactly. And we did it. We got a $300,000 grant. We were good for about 7 or 8 years, but then we weren't business people, so we tanked it at the end.
What was your name again?
I'm Jason.
Jason?
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you
Keep
very
your head
much.
up, and good luck.
I will. Thank you.
So, as you can see, it was a very successful
Yes,
opportunity
very
for
good.
us. We didn't have to do this, but he still gave us a chance to let him speak his mind.
Right.
And I want you guys in the comments down below to let us know if you want more of this, more of a collab between me and
Yes, sir. You know the vibes.
Yes, sir.
Positive
we
vibes
ready.
always.
We're trying to help people, give them a chance, because not everyone is allowed equal opportunity. So just show some love and stay tuned.